I ask for the truth on behalf of Yazzie Ramos concerning relationship issues. Keeps arguing with her husband there. Will it get worked out, or is this the end? What's going on? I ask in the name of truth, right conduct, peace, love and non-violence. Blessed be to the truth always. And we just cut the deck, and where the deck splits there, Yazzie, is where it's thought to be at its most energetic point. So we'll just move the cards over here, and we'll deal out 3 cards. We'll deal out one for the past, another for the present, and then this final one here for the future. Past, present, future. So in this case, of course, it's recent past influence, present influence and immediate future influence. So the past and the future are about a moon phase apart, aren't they? About 3 or 4 weeks or so ago and 3 or 4 weeks or so into the future. Let's just see what's been going on in the recent past. The meaning of the card, or the interpretation of this first card, of course, is to do with the recent past, isn't it? And because you've asked your question, it's also relevant to the question. So it's Yazzie just in the recent past there, in her relationship, and the meaning of that is linked to that. Let's wave it over the crystal skull, I think, just to try and energise it, to help us focus with its interpretation. Don't disturb the energy too much, we'll just flip it nice and slowly there. Notice you've got hindrance, just showing that really fate has blocked this path for you in this relationship. It looks as though, I always call this the Sod's Law card. Anything that can go wrong will go wrong at the most inconvenient time. And that's usually about the size of it, really, Yazzie. I think just sometimes people get a bit worked up and get on edge. But why? There's always a reason, of course. But it would appear, I get a sort of like a feel or a sense as though maybe the fate that's blocked this path for you has blocked it for you, as in this relationship for both of you. Maybe it's a financial problem, maybe somebody's been diagnosed with an illness and doesn't want to say something, or maybe somebody's got a personal issue, they don't want to talk about it, maybe it's a private thing, too embarrassed. You don't know what it is that could be causing it, but either way something's cropped up, and maybe to protect things, who knows. But it could be just a hormonal thing, the fact that we're all growing older in that sense, and we tend to react to each other in different ways as time goes on. I don't know. I'm not a medical person, so I haven't got a PhD. I can't diagnose anything. But let's just pull out this first card here and see what Spirit has to say. We'll just wave it again over the crystal skull there to energise it, to help us with interpretation, and we'll just flip the card nice and slow there, just to see what's going on. Right now you've got the wolf. Beware who you trust there, Yazzie. It looks as though there's a trust issue going on, and of course whatever's going on, yes, it could be somebody has got a problem and is not saying, but maybe that problem could be the fact they're being unfaithful, maybe, and any sort of hint to it will start an argument, because of course it's not happening, is it? But regardless of that, beware who you trust, beware of the answer that's given. Take it with a pinch of salt, but nevertheless, I'm not saying don't trust it, don't believe it, but take it with a pinch of salt, take it at face value. If it looks like a duck, quacks like a duck, got a bell like a duck and waddles like a duck, it's probably a duck. And if they tell you it's a goose, forget about it. Let's just see what the immediate future is there, Yazzie, with this relationship. What's going on there? The hand of fate, just indicating that forces beyond your control will intervene. I don't know what this is all about, but certainly if it's a financial thing and it's to do with bills or it's to do with anything, that can get in the way. So of course anything from the diagnosis of a terrible illness, an embarrassing illness, to just simply financial problems. It could be unfaithfulness, couldn't it? But maybe the hindrance is just literally that. Just the fact that prices are going up, things are costing more, somebody didn't pay the bill on time, or they did but the bank didn't do it on time, and now they're being chased up for it, and forces beyond your control, of course, will intervene, maybe nasty letters about it, and then that will start further arguments. I get a funny feeling, why, I don't know, but I get a funny feeling as though the answer to all this is as simple can be. It's the simplest of things usually is the answer, isn't it? In the sense of, or the cause of it anyway. And it's sort of drifting that way. I want to just pull another card out here. I want to just see what energies are beyond there. Given the fact the forces beyond your control, what have you got under your control or under your belt? The darkness, it's going to be a bit of darkness ahead for you there, so just be careful there. There's a bit of darkness on the horizon, but you'll be guided through that darkness. So maybe if this is the worst comes to the worst of the relationship into separation, you'll be guided through that. Of course, if it's just darkness in the relationship, it can be marriage guidance, forces beyond your control, of course. Can cause upset in the next 3 or 4 weeks or so, but of course seeking guidance through that darkness can bring you into the light, can't it? I want to now just pull out, I don't know, I somehow want to see if the animal spirits have got anything to say about this, Yazzie, just to see what's going on there, if there's any sort of guidance that we can that can be offered there, if because, as I said, the answer is simple, isn't it, normally, in the sense of, yes, the Black Panther symbolising passion. Of course, the Black Panther is to do with empowerment, because the Black Panther, which is just a black leopard, isn't it? It's just a black leopard, a leopard without spots. As you would say, leopards never change the spots, that's the saying, but this is a black leopard. So there are no, it's a one-spotted leopard, just a leopard with one spot, I suppose you could say. But in that sense, it represents passion, because any creature, any spirit that walks the earth, the spirits that walk the earth, they are believed to be the protectors. They protect, and of course walking through the shadows, they empower you. And maybe regardless of this hindrance, regardless of fate blocking your path right now, yes, beware who you trust, walk in the shadows and allow yourself to be empowered, but follow your passion nevertheless. Whatever it is you want to do, don't let it stop you from doing what you want to do. The forces that are beyond your control right now, and regardless of trust is a bit of an issue, it's just a case of just digging in, seeing it through, really, in that just perseverance, just dig in and see it through to completion, whatever happens, if it be the end, or if it just be being guidance through the darkness because of these forces that are beyond your control intervening, such as bank accounts not being, or bank transactions not being paid up on time, or somebody not being able to cope with certain things. It's just the way things are. We're human beings, aren't we? What energises the immediate future there? The dolphin, the energy of the dolphin with playfulness, just saying take time to play, regardless of I know it's hard to say that, but regardless of forces beyond your control, leading to a dark period there for up to springtime maybe, just bear in mind you can take time to play, you can take time to enjoy yourself, and that may help you heal as well. Whilst you're digging in, seeing it through to completion, you can follow your passion, and maybe by enjoying yourself with him as well, maybe you can, I don't know, sort of either reconcile yourself with in some way, or of course focus on the, well, not focus on the past, but certainly maybe reminisce about old times and times are good. Of course, that was when times were good. Times aren't good at the moment, but they can be good again. They can be made good again. Take time to play like you had time to play before, regardless of what's going on. You can't do anything about it, so why not so much why worry about it, but why let it get at you, because then it's won, hasn't it? And the more it gets at you, the more it's doing it to you. Every time it gets at you, it is doing it again and again and again. And it's not just happening once, which has happened once, it's happening over and over again every time you let it get at you, every time you think about it, and every time you allow it to. Even if it's him, something that he's done, or whatever, you're allowing him to get at you again and again, when maybe there's a reason, maybe there just needs healing, guidance through the darkness. Darkness exists. How do you know what the light is if you don't know what the darkness is? So the Black Panther is there to guide you through the shadows, to protect you and to empower you through the shadows, to help you follow your passion and to help you persevere. The Badger is there to help you persevere when you're burrowing underground in the darkness there as well. And of course, remember, beware who you trust. Forces beyond your control intervening. You don't know what's going on, but they know what's going on, but you don't. So it's a case of looking out for yourself, but don't let it get at you. Do take time to play, take time to enjoy yourself a bit. Nobody's saying overindulge, nobody's saying drink too much, smoke too much or whatever, but just have a drink. Nobody's saying you can't have a cigarette or smoke your pipe, or as I do now and again. I don't smoke enough of my pipe. My pipe tobacco's gone dry because I don't smoke enough of it. I'm the worst smoker on the planet, but that's nothing to do with me. This is all to do with you, hasn't it? I want to just pull some runes out here there, Yazzie, just to see what energies are going on there, because it's easy to say, well, it's easy to say this and easy to say that, and easier said than done. But just recently, of course, notice, yes, the humanity there, of course, again. We learnt there, of course, everybody's human, aren't they, in that sense. And of course, although with the hindrance, with fate blocking this path for you, just recently, you're following your passions, you're allowing the Black Panther to empower you and protect you, and that makes you, allows you to be human, allows you to be humane and be kind to others, regardless of what's going on. Beware who you trust. Yes, dig in, see it through to completion, but that will sort of bring the victory, won't it? Because it means you're not a pushover and you're not going to let it get at you. And of course, with that, with the hand of fate, sort of the forces beyond your control intervening and inconveniently providing darkness that you need to seek guidance through, and you will be guided through that. You can take time to play as the energy of the daylight there, the energy of the daggers, the energy of day brings things to light. We said about coming out of the darkness into the light, and isn't it strange, although there's the darkness there, you've got the moon, which symbolises introspection. That could be inner darkness, couldn't it? But regardless of that, with it to do with the relationship, darkness going on in the marriage or the relationship there, nevertheless, there is the light. So you know what the darkness is, but you only know what the darkness is because you know what the light is. And if you know what the light is, then you can take time to play, because you know what it is. You know what the contrast is, and by doing that you can say, well, I can't do anything that's beyond my control. I can't do anything about. The hand of fate, yes, is there, of course, showing its hand, saying forces beyond your control, of course, intervening, but nevertheless, regardless of that, I have control over my side and what's going on for me, and that's the main thing, that I'm empowered. I can be humane and be kind to others and not take it out on others when it isn't their fault. It isn't even my fault, but it's just something. We are products of our environment, unfortunately, there, Yazzie, and that's just the way things are. But the light of day will come, even though the darkness is there, through the midst of they say in the midst of sort of in the midst of life we are in death, and this is the sort of thing, in the midst of darkness we are in light. So just remember that. Remember, that's what it's about, Yazzie. Spirit is there trying to protect you, trying to heal you, and you've got to allow Spirit to do that. But if it's a case of your relationship, of course, try and understand what it is that may be causing it. And the answer is probably something very, very simple. Something beyond your control, like a transaction at the bank that just hasn't gone through, and you get a nasty letter through no fault. Even the people who are sending you the nasty letter don't know that they have to assume the worst. They have to assume that you don't want to pay. But usually in a lot of countries, especially in the UK, inability to pay is not against the law, it's refusal to pay. So there again, that's another thing if there is a problem there. But either way, that's your business, and that's for you to get through. Spirit is just here saying that I'm here to empower you, to help you dig in, to help you persevere and get through this. And nevertheless, don't let the bastards grind you down. At least take some time to enjoy yourself, take time to play, and take time to just have a bit of a good time, just to, I suppose, help you heal. And of course the dolphin is there, of course, isn't he? That the water spirits are there to help you heal. So healing is what it's all about. In the midst of darkness we are in light, what the daggers. So the day. So with that, I think we'll wrap that one up for you there, Yazzie, and wish you all the best. If we feel drawn next time, maybe you can keep us updated, hopefully, on the better times that are about to come, that Spirit has spoken of here. For now, we say blessed be to Odin, blessed be to Raven and all the power animal spirits who guide, heal and protect. For now, these runes and these cards have spoken.